Hi everyone, and welcome to the Wellness Program Projection Calculator. This is going to be utilized for you to help create and show doctors a projection of what they can expect from a success ratio in their practice by implementing a wellness program that incorporates supplemental nutrition. So if you will, follow me along with the calculator. There's only really 4 questions that we are going to data enter. Everything else on the sheet is projected, protected from a standpoint of the formulations. So only these 4 yellow boxes, see it says fill in the yellow highlighted questions, those are the only 4 modifiable areas of this proposal. And so what we're going to do is when we're with the doctor on our initial appointment, we're going to gather the answer for these 4 questions. So every practice is unique, and in order to give them their projection, things can be modified. With that being said, this is going to be your average internal medicine or cardiology practice right here. So if we're working in those areas and it's an established physician's office with 1 doctor, possibly 2 or maybe a doctor and a couple nurse practitioners, you're going to find that they have an average of about 2,000 patients. Some will be a little higher, maybe 3, maybe even 4, which is why we always ask that number. But I think you'll find that most of the doctors have an estimated patient base of 2,000. Now, of that, we can look at how many patients does a doctor see per day. Now, this is a pretty average number again. 20 patients per day is a fairly busy day in the life of an internal medicine or a cardiology doctor. With that being said, I do have doctors that see 40 patients a day. Now, they're extremely above average, but again, that's why we let them tell us, not us tell them, in a proposal what their real practice looks like. So remember, we are letting the doctor give us these numbers. Even if they're wrong, just let them give you the numbers they want to give you. Believe me, it'll still turn out to work out well for them. In addition to that, we're going to look at how many days a week does that doctor work. Some doctors work 4, some doctors work 5, believe it or not, some doctors even work 3, and some may work 6. So we're going to want to find out how many days a week they work. And then we want to put in here a penetration goal. And my advice is that you leave the penetration goal at 20%. The only time you're going to want to modify that above or below is if you want to show the doctor worst case scenario. I mean, if we only did 10%, then you could change that number and show them 10%, but 20% is really the goal. They could certainly do 40%. I mean, that's the bare minimum goal. This is the goal that we really want to achieve to see a successful wellness program be integrated. Now, with that being said, it could be 10%. Instead of selling $66 a month, we could be doing all custom cocktails that are $121 a month, and that would give you the same result. So I left this field locked because we want to be able to over-deliver and under-promise. I mean, not that we're promising small. I mean, this is a good proposal, but we want to be able to outperform it, not underperform it. If they see it underperforming, then they'll quit because they think that it's not realistic. So we'd rather overperform than underperform. So this number here is locked, and all the rest of the numbers are locked because they're calculating. They're doing formulations. So based on this proposal, we see that a doctor will introduce over the course of a year about 400 patients to the program with an average purchase of $66 at a 30% profit margin. The doctor is enjoying $95,000, $40 in retail profits. Not bad. Extra $100,000 a year. Patients are happy, getting better outcomes, feeling better, seeing results. So all in all, a nice chunk of change for physicians. It's not going to retire them that year, but it certainly is a good contributing factor. After there are 12 months of ramp up and we are generating that 400 patients ordering $66 a month, there is going to be an additional annual commission to the physician in the amount of $23,284. So during those 12 months while we're ramping up, they are earning commissions, but it's gradually increasing month over month, week over week, and month over month until once we have 400 patients ordering $66, this is their annual additional bonus in conjunction with the retail profits they experience in their own practice, which brings the yearly total or annual compensation up to $118,324.80. So that's very nice income. In conjunction, bear in mind that these numbers would just be ongoing residual income because these are small consumables that the patients are reordering on a monthly basis. So these retail profits are annual and these bonus commissions are annual. And so even if a doctor stops, promoting the wellness program, I don't know why they would, but let's just say they did. If we just maintain those 400 customers that we had and gave them some, question and answer support or ongoing consulting services in the practice, you're going to retain this on an annual basis. So that's very simply how you use the calculator. So if you see here, we can change 2,000 to 3,000. And that's going to change that number from $118,000 to $177,487. If we change the penetration from 20% to 25%, you can see that that projection jumps up again to $221,859. Now bear in mind, we want to over deliver. So I like to keep this number, at the maximum of 20%. And this number is going to be dictated based on the amount of patients that the doctor has. So let's lower the number and put that they have 1,500 patients. Then you see the annual compensation drop to $88,743. Okay, so it's very simple to use. Again, mostly you're going to be modifying just the first 3 questions, the number of days they work per week. And this one, quite frankly, it doesn't really modify the program unless the numbers are really low in the estimated patient base. So you see I changed that to 4 days a week and we still have the same amount of revenue here because the end result is still the same. There's still going to be at the end of a year 300 patients ordering $66 worth of supplements. So if you have any questions, please visit us online at www.helping1million.com. Thank you very much. Have a great day.